Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the show. I'm your girl, Natasha Molina, and today I'm so excited to be here talking with Ceyair Wright, who is going to be starring in the upcoming film Space Jam: A New Legacy, the highly anticipated sequel to the 1996 version of Space Jam. Here he is, Ceyair. Welcome to the show.
Hi, hello, how are you? Thank you for having me.
No, it's an absolute pleasure to be here talking to you. You are absolutely incredible. We can't wait to see you in this new film. And we're doing great on this side. Thank you so much for asking.
Awesome, that's great.
So I want to give a little bit background on who you are for those of you who have not known who Ceyair is yet. He is not only going to be making his film debut in Space Jam: A New Legacy, but he's also huge into sports. You were into football. You've also made other appearances on television shows like Two Broke Girls. You've been in Training Day and Instant Mom as well. So we want to talk a little bit about that and how that transition has been for you from making appearances on television shows to now making your film debut, not on just any movie, but this huge blockbuster film.
Well, for me, it's been an interesting transition, just from being on smaller sets to something that of this magnitude, with Space Jam being such a huge set with huge cast members and just a huge budget. So it's been definitely a big transition, but it's been pretty smooth for me for sure. But I'm super blessed to have this opportunity.
That's so exciting. We've seen the trailer and we're so excited to see more of you just because we're already so hooked on it. We're hooked by the story, the plot line, obviously. And for those of us who have seen the original movie, I mean, come on, so many people grew up on it. It did come out a little bit before I was born as well. I know it's the same for you, but we've still seen the film. And then it's such a huge staple in other people's lives who actually did get to grow up on it and have seen it so many times. I wanted to ask about your first time seeing the film or your memory of seeing the film.
I believe the first time I saw it, I was probably maybe 7 or 8. I don't know. I was definitely really young, and it was a time when I really liked the Looney Tunes. So my parents put me on it, and I watched it. I enjoyed it, and it's kind of a full circle moment because it was a movie that I grew up watching as a kid, and then now I have the opportunity to be in the second one, and so it's really great. And I remember when I got the job, I went back and watched it a couple more times just to, I don't know, just to watch it again.
You had to take notes. You had to go back and take your notes and make sure you had all the research done. I feel that.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. Let's talk a little bit about that day that you had, your audition and everything, because it was kind of spur of the moment, I heard, right? Like you were just in Stanford for a few other things, and then some film execs just came up to you to audition. Is that how it went?
So when I got the audition was a separate time. I got the job, I got the email that saying that I got the job when I was on a recruiting visit at Stanford. But my audition was also pretty interesting too. I was actually at another audition, and I was sitting there, and then I look across and I see their audition for Space Jam: A New Legacy, or at the time it was called Space Jam 2. And so I was like, oh shoot, that's really cool. And so I called my manager and I was like, they're auditioning for Space Jam 2 over here. And she was like, go ask to audition for it. And I was like, all right. And then so I walk up to the guy and I'm like, hey, can I audition for this? And he looks me up and down for a minute. And then he's like, nah, you're too old. And I'm like, dang. And then so I leave. And then a couple weeks later, I get a call, or I get an email actually for an audition for the movie. But this time, instead of it being for the younger brother, it's for the older brother. And then so I go in, audition. A couple months later, I get a call back, and then I go back in for a chemistry read. And then while I'm at Stanford on this recruiting trip, I get an email saying that I got the job. So
that's really so amazing. That's so funny though, that the first time around they were like, nah, you're too old and everything.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And talking about the chemistry read, we need to know who the chemistry read was with. Was it with LeBron? Who else was it with?
It was with Cedric Joe. So he plays my younger brother. And so me and him have a great relationship. We filmed this a long time ago, but me and him are still really close right now. And we see each other all the time and hang out. So I'm glad that I got to, meet him. I'm glad that I got to meet LeBron and all the other people that are in the cast, But yeah, me and him have a great relationship for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for those who also don't know what role you're going to be playing, tell us a little bit about the movie. Tell us about your character. You're going to be playing LeBron James's older son, again, for those who might have missed it.
Yeah, so my character's name is Darius. I'm a basketball player like my dad. There's a little bit of a contrast between me and my younger brother Dom, who isn't as interested in basketball as I am, and he has conflict with our dad because he feels like LeBron is projecting his want for him to be a basketball player on him when he just wants to do him, as he says in the trailer.
That's so exciting. And it must be
Yeah,
so exciting just to be, part of the star-studded cast. Obviously, we have LeBron James, we've got Anthony Davis, Don Cheadle. Like, I'm geeking out reading out the cast. Gabriel Iglesias,
crazy.
Zendaya. Oh my God, there's so many more. Like, I'm just so excited for this film. I know so many other people are as well. Tell us how this whole filming process has treated you. How has it been?
It was amazing. Getting to be around all these people that are at the top of their game was awesome. Especially with me being an athlete, getting to talk with LeBron and Anthony Davis and Damian Lillard and Klay Thompson and people like that. It was a blessing just because I get to learn from them about what they did to reach to where they are. In terms of athletics. And then with Don Cheadle, he's one of the best in the acting game. So getting to learn from him, and then Sonequa Martin Green as well. So it was a blessing for me for sure. Me and CJ, just because we got to learn from all these people, and just learn learn all these new things.
That's awesome. I was going to ask, because you are so heavily involved in sports in your real life, your day to day and everything. How is it being part of this amazing film while also bringing in your love for sports into it as well?
I think it was really cool. I've grown up as an athlete. So I've played basketball, I've played baseball, football, and stuff like that. So a lot of times when you're acting, it's always separate from my sports life. It's always something that's different. But this movie was something that I kind of got to combine the two of them, and that's really special for me, just because I have love for both things so heavily, and so the fact that I got to do both at the same time was awesome.
That's amazing. You said that this ship was shot like a little while back as well. So when did the filming process start and end about?
Um, the summer of 2019 is when we filmed. So I was about 16 then, and now I'm 18. But yeah, so the summer of 2019, and then there was reshoots, of course, that throughout 2020, and then there was some other things sporadically throughout 2020 as well. But so I guess the full production, like not principal production, wrapped in 2019, but reshoots finished in 2020.
I love that. We want to know a little bit more though. We're dying to know some behind the scenes secrets or some on-set
Okay.
things that might have happened. What can you tell us? Give us like something juicy.
So something interesting.
Yes,
Okay,
we
well,
want to hear it.
I think just some of the cool things that happened while we were there. Just there was a lot of people who visited the set just to watch. There's people like I don't know, like just some other basketball players. Like for example, LeBron and Carmelo Anthony would work out before LeBron the film. So he would come there at like 5 in the morning and work out, and then he would go through his entire day of filming. So props to him for that. But yeah, so he'd have a lot of different basketball players come there just to work out with him. So I thought that was really cool, just getting to see all these other NBA stars, doing their thing. So
That must have been so amazing. Again, you being huge into sports and then being on set with all of these incredible, not only actors, but basketball players. That's amazing. We're so excited to see you again in the film, to see everybody else in this amazing film, Space Jam. It comes out. Tell us when, Ceyair.
July 16th, 2021. So be ready for that.
Mark
Hopefully
your
everybody loves it.
calendars. You can see it in theaters. You can see it on HBO Max, whichever way you prefer, but you've got to see it. You cannot miss it. Ceyair, we're hoping this means we're going to see more of you on the big screen.
For sure. I've definitely got some things upcoming that I think people are gonna love. So I'm excited for those for sure.
Is there anything that you can share yet so that we can be on the lookout, or is it still under
Well,
wraps?
it's not anything I can share just yet, but
Okay.
just know to be ready. Just know to be ready.
Okay, then share your socials with us then so that we can make sure we're up to date with you.
All right. My Instagram is at Ceyair. So it's just Ceyair. And my Twitter is at Ceyair with a second R at the end because the first one was taken.
Don't we just hate when that happens?
Can't stand it.
But we will definitely be staying up to date with you, checking out when this movie comes out, and then also all your upcoming projects as well. We know that you're going to do amazing. We cannot wait to see more of you, Ceyair. thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure talking to you, for real.
Thank you. Yeah, been a pleasure as well.